Good day and welcome to the dining room table. Is Lloyd Austin III, U.S. Secretary of Defense, making big money promises for Ukraine? Subscribe, like, and share. Secretary Austin is attending the Ukraine Defense Contact Group's 19th meeting. This is 50 plus defense leaders coming together for Ukraine against President Putin of Russia. Secretary Austin is going to give some introductory remarks. I want to say prayers to him. He was recently diagnosed with prostate cancer. It was a big issue because the president didn't even know. But the news was just like, wait a minute, where is our defense leader? And the White House has since, and the Pentagon have since put together a protocol of what happens when a leader has a medical situation and who's next in line and who has to be notified. He has since put out an apology and said the public should know when the defense leader is having a health issue. And he also used the time to bring awareness to Black men getting prostate cancer at record high numbers. Here, he's going to talk about this coalition for Ukraine and the value and the goals. Let's listen.
Mr. Secretary, if you can hear us, I will turn it over to Dr. Wallander to begin.
Okay, go ahead, Secretary Wallander.
Good morning, sir, and good afternoon to all the assembled delegations. And so first, let me extend a warm welcome to our distinguished ministers and chiefs of defense. Thank you for convening for today's 19th meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group. I'm Celeste Wallander, Assistant Secretary of Defense, and I will serve as facilitator for today's contact group. I would like to welcome Minister Umerov. We, as always, value your presence here at the UDCG and are looking forward to hearing from you today. So with that, let me first introduce Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin to deliver his introductory remarks. Mr. Secretary, over to you.
Thanks, Celeste. Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see you all again. And I'm sorry that I wasn't able to travel to Brussels this week. I look forward to bringing this contact group together in person soon. I plan to be in person with you today in Brussels, but I had to return to the hospital for non-surgical procedures. I'm in good condition and my cancer prognosis remains excellent. And I'm really grateful for all the well wishes. Thanks for working across time zones to join us for the 19th meeting of this contact group. As always, I'm glad that we're joined by a distinguished delegation from Ukraine led by Minister Umerov. Rustam, it's great to have you with us again. And I'm moved that so many allies and partners from around the globe are with us today. That's a testament to this coalition's resolve and unity, and we won't back down.
So now he's going to talk about the war against Russia and Ukraine, where Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022. And he's also going to talk about the success of Ukraine.
Ladies and gentlemen, later this month, we will mark 2 full years since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion of its peaceful and democratic neighbor, Ukraine. When Putin launched his unjust and unprovoked war of choice, he was betting that Ukraine would fold. But he couldn't have been more wrong. Ukraine fought Putin's invasion with incredible courage and phenomenal skill. And nations of goodwill around the world rallied to Ukraine's cause. The countries of this contact group, almost 2 years later, are still united in common purpose. The Kremlin keeps on betting that we will all lose interest in Ukraine and that our support will flicker and fade. But I am more determined than ever, and I know that you are as well. This contact group remains resolute, undaunted, and firm. And make no mistake, the United States continues to stand.
So he's about to say, continue to stand firm. Here he's going to talk about United States support. Now, the Senate has passed a security bill. The Congress has not, and Speaker Johnson went on recess. But here it sounds like Secretary Austin is making quite a few promises that it's going to happen here. He's also going to talk about some of the weapons. Let's listen.
Foursquare with Ukraine.
Foursquare with
And
Ukraine.
America will continue to support Ukraine's principled fight against Putin's imperial aggression. The Kremlin is sinking deeper into its self-inflicted isolation. But this coalition of some 50 countries worldwide is here to roll up our sleeves and get to work. And our allies and partners continue to shoulder the burden of our shared security. Almost 2 years in, we continue to send security assistance to the battlefield, and we are now building coalitions for Ukraine's long-term security.
Long-term security the United States has committed to.
We remain focused on accountability for the assistance that we're providing to Ukraine.
Okay, so they're gonna require to know what's going on with all the assistance. Okay.
We'll work together today on Ukraine's near-term requirements, including its urgent need for more artillery ammunition.
Now, urgent. President Zelensky has been going all around because he said before, months ago, he was going to run out of ammunition in February. It's February. So this is Secretary Austin saying that he needs to help them with their urgent need. President Biden and John Kirby, I believe it was also, who said that they are, the soldiers are rationing out how many bullets they use because they don't have enough and they need more.
And air defense missiles. And what we're calling the capability coalitions are standing up and moving out. They're helping to build the foundations for a Ukrainian future force that will deter and defend against continued Russian aggression. And we will continue to adapt our support to Ukraine's short-term and long-term security requirements.
Short-term and long-term, which means that the United States is going to be taking care of this bill for a very long time, as Secretary Austin is saying here.
So let me thank everyone who is leading the capability coalitions. You are tackling.
So he's going to talk about what does this mean by supporting Ukraine. Let's listen.
Truly crucial task. That means building up Ukraine's future artillery force and supplying it with enough ammunition.
So supporting Ukraine means making sure they have enough ammunition and weapons that they need. These weapon companies making a whole lot of money. So what happens is the United States gives Ukraine United States weapons, and then Congress approves that United States can now purchase new weapons. So they get Ukraine gets America's. Once you need Congress, until Congress passes that funding, then the United States cannot purchase more weapons, and the United States cannot give away their weapons unless they have more supply.
It means equipping Ukraine with F-16s and the infrastructure to keep them flying. And it means ensuring that Ukraine has an integrated and layered air defense network to protect its civilians, cities, and skies.
Secretary Austin, you said Ukraine needs enough to protect its civilians, cities, and skies. Is the Biden administration communicating? Because the FBI Director Wray said that America is getting a lot, or seeing on their levels, threats. A lot of it from Middle East conflict spilling into United States. There's a lot of people a lot of countries, they don't like America. America has enemies and our borders are open, and you're talking about protecting the civilians of Ukraine, and the civilians of the United States are not protected. The borders. I'm a September 11th survivor. You're talking about our cities and our skies. And right here in America, the FBI director said we are not even protected, but we're putting so much effort and money and defense into making sure other countries are okay.
We'll keep using the nimble framework of the capability coalitions to adapt to Ukraine's evolving security requirements. Each of these coalitions
Evolving security requirements. So United States will go with what they need, and will go with what their requirements are and what their needs are, and keep in communication. And this is the 19th contact group meeting. And the president of the United States has not spoken to the mayor of New York City in over a year, with a migrant issue, with borders open, and the FBI director saying that we could have terrorists in the United States and they don't know.
underscores our unity and resolve to help Ukraine and to confront Russian aggression. We'll continue to work together to get Ukraine what it needs to hold on to its gains and to keep pushing back Russia's illegal occupation in the months ahead.
We have borders that are open and people are just coming. We don't know from where. I mean, I could go to another country and come back to the United States as an American citizen, born in America, with my passport, and I still will have to go through security, go through checks, and people are coming in, and there's so much security and defense put into Ukraine. And I don't, this is not to Ukrainian people. This is not to uh that they may need the assistance, but you're taking care of another country, and there's all those weapons, and there's people that could use a, a set of groceries coming into their door today. And Secretary Austin, you're committing to weapons upon weapons. People right here under that American flag needs groceries, needs somewhere to live.
The Kremlin's cruelty is especially clear during another winter of war. Putin's forces brazenly bombard Ukraine's cities with ballistic missiles and Iranian drones. But Ukraine continues to defy the Kremlin and fight for its sovereign rights. And we will continue to dig deep to provide Ukraine with both short.
Dig deep. Now, he said we will continue to dig deep. Dig deep is when ain't no money there. You go and find the money. You go dig deep and try your best, and you figure it out. That's digging deep. So he just said we will dig deep.
Short-term and long-term support. The countries of this coalition including the United States, support Ukraine because it's the right thing to do and because it is in our core national security interests. Putin's indefensible war of aggression poses a massive challenge to security and stability in Europe and beyond. And the Kremlin's invasion is a frontal assault on the hard-won post-World War II international order that condemns aggression, defends state sovereignty, and upholds human rights.
So what he's saying is that with Russia invading Ukraine, then Ukraine has the right to defend itself, and the other countries, the countries in NATO, should and are supporting Ukraine, and that if they don't support Ukraine, then Putin's aggression may go to other countries. And if they go to other countries, and the other countries are NATO countries, then the United States, who is a member of NATO, will have to get involved and bring soldiers, and it would cost America more, and it would hurt our national security on that level. This is what he's saying. Okay, so this is what I just want to um, just break down. There's a lot of attention to the security of other countries, and the United States security is under a threat. And this is not me saying this. This is FBI director making these comments, and I'll put that link to that video that I did in the in the description.
So the outcome of Ukraine's fight against Putin's imperial aggression will help define global security for decades. And for people of principle and governments of conscience, standing aside while Ukraine fights for its very existence is not an option. Ukraine will not surrender, and neither will we.
Neither will we. That's what he says. The United States will not surrender. They will not give up. They will make sure who is watching our back door? Who is watching the United States, Secretary Austin? If we're not going to give up on anyone else in every country, and we're making sure that all the corners of other countries have their military defense and has the funding, and we digging deep and we're giving them everything that we need, who is watching the United States?
And with that, we'll pause for a moment as our friends in the media depart, and then start our agenda.
We have to look at America. We have to look at what America needs. We are making sure other countries have what they need, and America does not have the security. America doesn't have the housing. The amount of people that are homeless, where we can find food that is processed in a fake way, or fruits that no longer have seeds. People are still hungry. In a place where you can find this type of food, people are still hungry, and we are making sure other countries have everything that they need in a short term, in a long term way. Just things to think about. What are your thoughts?